Hello, everybody. It's great to be here tonight. I'm Debbie Shields, and I live in Salem, Oregon. And we're going to talk a little bit about stop, challenge, and choose, and how that applies to the challenge that we've been doing, and actually how it applies to our life. So I'm going to do a share screen here. This is the first time I've done it, so we'll see what happens. Here we go. Oh my goodness, it might happen.
Perfect, Debbie.
Okay. So, here we go. So, and Julie, maybe you could help us with this. So how has this idea of stop, challenge, and choose taken shape in your journey thus far in the challenge? Was there anything you'd like to share or some insight that you have?
Am I on, can you hear me?
Well, we can hear you.
Okay. I think it helps me best with, some days I still want to grab a little bit more Diet Mountain Dew, and just stopping and thinking about that and choosing my water instead, challenging. I think I start feeling a little yuck after I drink too much of it. So challenge myself on how I'm feeling about it and still choosing my water and making that a main priority. That's helped me with it.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm glad that it's helping with that diet pop, because that can kind of be addicting, even though it's diet. I know I like to grab a diet pop once in a while too, so good for you.
Thanks.
So how do you de-stress? You can reduce your stress with exercise, rest, deep breathing, or best of all, laughter. So laughter is an instant vacation. And does anybody want to share how they distress? If you've had kind of a crazy day. Paula, how about you? You're a busy lady.
Yeah, actually, this is an area where I'm really learning a lot from the challenge, is to know when to stop working. I always feel like I didn't get enough done. There's so many things on my list, and if there's more, I feel bad about stopping, like I should keep being productive. So I'm learning to stop and grab a cup of tea and sit with my husband and just talk about our day, or maybe plan an event that we're thinking about, and just talking about that. So I love this. Thank you.
Well, and I know for me, this past weekend, my husband and I got to get away and spend some time with a coworker of his, a gal, and her husband, and I had never met her husband before, and I was a little bit leery, thinking, ooh, how is this going to be, spending the weekend, because my husband and Kim had work to do. But it was really a great relaxing time and getting to know some new people, and we had some laughter and a little bit of exercise, so it was great. Julie, do you have anything to add about how you like to de-stress?
Lately, it sounds kind of funny because it aggravates me as it de-stresses me, but just playing a game on my tablet, it's that Candy Crush game, but it's just kind of my time to just relax a little bit. But I just get a little aggravated some days when I can't beat a level, but it also stretches my brain to figure out how to beat the levels. So to me, it's a stress reliever.
Well, that's good. I have never played. I've heard of it. I do play a little bit of Words with Friends, because I think, well, maybe I'm thinking about words. Maybe that will help my brain a little bit. So,
that's a good one, too.
It is. So another thing that we need to think about, and we've talked a lot through our challenge, is about sleep. And wondering if there are some changes in your sleeping patterns that you have made since the challenge, or maybe you haven't had any challenges with sleep. I know one of the things that has been recommended is not to have a TV in your bedroom. Sometimes I fight my husband on that. We don't have one. but that I think is probably helpful not to have it. So I was just wondering if anybody has any ideas about how to get a good restful sleep so you wake up refreshed.
Well, Debbie, we have made some changes in the last year of just finding the right temperature, and we also do not have a TV in our room for a couple of different reasons, just so that our room is a time of quietness instead of the busyness that comes with a TV. But keeping our room really cool, and then we have actually been using the infrared blanket that takes Shape for Life cells, and you know, just trying to find that nice deep sleep, and knowing that sometimes when I've traveled, I've taken melatonin on the first night into a new place because it helps me rest, where otherwise I would be sleeping very lightly the first night when I arrive.
That's great, Paula, because I was doing some cleaning today, and I did find my melatonin, and I thought I'm going to need that as I travel to the Midwest on, I guess it is Saturday, to kind of get me into the sleep pattern when I am traveling. And for me, I don't have a whole lot of problems sleeping, but I know that I need to maybe not put my phone so close to my nightstand. So if I wake up at night, sometimes I have a tendency, let me just quickly take a look at my phone, and we know that light will start your brain to work, and then you're not being restful. So probably a better question is how many of you have your phone right by your bed? So I think I need to make that a goal to kind of move it a little bit away from my nightstand.
Can I add something to that, Debbie?
Sure, that'd be great.
It was a while before I realized that an iPhone has a do not disturb function on it, and I used to have, it was kind of, I think it comes preset off and on, but I've changed my do not disturb to be 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. And so that way, the only phone calls that can ring through are someone on my favorites list, which is basically my children. And I don't have the beep beep of a text that came through. So because there was times I would forget to turn it on silent, and then I would have a text or something, you know, in the middle of the night. And yeah, that's made a big difference. And my husband definitely appreciates.
Yeah. I have an Android. I don't know if that, I can do that, but I will have to look into that. How about you, Julie?
I think I kind of struggle with the same thing, and I keep my phone near my bed because with my mom, she's had some health problems lately, and just getting settled into assisted living, but I'm always kind of afraid if they need to get a hold of me. So, but I think I get woke up every now and then from my Facebook message or something like that, and so I think that's something I need to look into also, into seeing about a sleep mode, because I have an Android too, Debbie, so I need to work on that.
Right. Well, maybe we can help keep each other accountable on that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So next is water. Wow. I can't say enough about drinking a lot of water, and that hasn't always been true for me. And some people will say, oh, you're not supposed to drink cold water, you should drink warmer water. But you know, the bottom line is water is good. And
Yep.
We know that you should at least drink half your body weight in ounces of water during the day. And so I love that it helps your skin look better too. And it really does help to control the calories rather than maybe grabbing for something else. Just, you know, drink the water, fill up on water. And my big problem is stopping so I'm not up all night.
Yeah. Yeah. I know for me, even talking about, you know, your skin, I have rosacea, and before I was drinking all the water that I do now, I had to use a cream on my face every day, and the tube of medicine was like $96, was my part after the insurance paid it. And I have not been using it since I've lost the weight and continue to drink the water. So it's definitely helped my skin and my rosacea.
Well, that's good news. See, it shows you how you can save money when you get healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
And I kind of have a routine. I wake up the thirstiest. I grab a bottle of water out of the refrigerator and drink one, and then I usually have my second bottle with a flavor infuser, so I get a little caffeine. And then I'll have another plain bottle of water, and then a lot of times at night I might have one more with like a Crystal Light. So it changes it up, but I always want it cold and with plenty of ice, so gets my water in.
Well, that's kind of a good idea, I think, to drink a bottle right when you wake up, because I do wake up thirsty, but I don't always drink the water right away. So that's a good hint. So thanks for that.
Yep.
Paula, did you have anything to share?
I did. I once was at a presentation with a chiropractor speaking about the signs of dehydration, because most people live their life dehydrated and they don't realize it. And he was sharing about short-term memory, lack of concentration, exhaustion, which your photo shows, a lot of things that we wouldn't necessarily realize had to do with lack of water. And I frankly, I was just surprised of how many aspects of just frankly pure free water right out of the tap, to take care of.
Yeah, well, I never thought about that either. So thanks for sharing. Let's see, what do I have next? Oh, support. It's so great to be able to have friends and family that support you and are encouraging and that have your best interest in mind. And I know sometimes when those of us who have lost a lot of weight, sometimes we can even lose friendships over that. It's kind of an odd situation. I'm so happy that hasn't happened to me. But we do have people that will say to us, oh, I'm sure you don't want to lose any more weight. So we want to just be around people that are encouraging and have your best interest in mind. And of course, my biggest supporter is my husband, which I'm sure is true of the both of you. And we're here to support one another. And the picture has us drinking wine because every once in a while, a little red wine is good for the heart. So,
I love that you're saying that, Debbie, because sometimes I'm going to talk about the non-support. There are times when one person makes choices to get healthy, that those around them can feel like maybe the reflection is on what they're not doing. So sometimes friends can be negative. Maybe it's they don't think it's possible for them, or maybe they feel a little bit envious, or maybe they really just wish that they wanted to make changes, not realizing that the person who is making changes to get healthy is working very hard, and they're not doing what's easy. They're doing what gets them toward their lifetime goals. So I think what you're saying is focus on those who are supporting us. And sometimes that means even stepping away from some negative relationships for a while, and to make sure that we're putting ourselves in a healthy environment that's supportive and that sees the best that we're working toward and wants the best for us. So, yep, be around people who love you and really want you to thrive, even if that means that you're skinnier than them, right?
Yes.
Because we want our friends to be healthy. The thought of my friends not enjoying life just because of them worried about what one of their family members or their sister or their uncle would say, that's not very nice. And so I say, find people who love you enough to support you.
Wow, thanks, Paula. That is huge. And like I said, I'm glad that I haven't had to give up any friendships, but sometimes it is difficult because they do feel like they can't do it. And actually the person I watched one of my friends come to school every day as she was losing some weight, and I kept looking at her and thinking, oh my gosh, look at how great she's doing. And I would tell her that, and she was kind of my inspiration. And it was great to be able to have that. And she was my inspiration without her even knowing it. And I thought, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. I finally made that decision. So, and it's been great. How about you, Julie?
I think that my support, a lot of it, being a health coach, I get even a lot of support from my clients and great ideas from them, and bounce things off of them on how they're doing and how they cope with things. So, I mean, we're there to support our clients, but they also help support us and give us good feedback and give us good support and encourage us, and really I think part of it too is being accountable and wanting to be supportive of their goals and that they can see it through us too.
Well, we're all in it together, and
Yep.
we're a team, and that's great, Julie, when you mentioned your clients, because for those of us that are health coaches, I feel that we're maybe just one step ahead of our clients. It's not like we're leaps and bounds ahead of them. And so they give us some great ideas as well. So that was great. Thanks for sharing that.
Yep.
May I
Now, go ahead, Paula.
Exactly what Julie said, that was my reason to become a health coach. And I know that they talked about that a little bit on the challenge this week, but health coaches are 5 times more likely to reach and maintain a healthy weight. And when I heard that number, I raised my hand because I'm not naturally disciplined, but I wanted to put myself in that place of integrity so that not only was I supporting my clients, but that I was holding myself accountable. And that's my number one reason for becoming a health coach, because I wanted to maintain my weight.
I would agree with that as well. As I started losing weight, and Paula mentioned maybe you'd want to be a health coach, and I thought, I have got to make sure that once I lose this weight, it is going to continue as a lifestyle. And being a health coach definitely is one of my stop, challenge, and choose, because I realize that there are people that are watching me, and especially people that maybe aren't so sure that what I have done has been the best choice as far as losing the weight, and they're really thinking, because they've seen me do it before. So it's important that as a health coach that we keep on track, and it is very rewarding because we know that we're helping others. So the last thing, this kind of all wraps up about making healthy choices. And of course, we look at our habits of health with the sleep and the water and the support and exercise, but it's our food choices. And I think the big thing when we look at stop, challenge, and choose is, are we eating more mindful or less, or, are we less mindless? Does that make sense? What did I put here? I can't see what I put. Are we eating more mindful and less mindless? That's what I'm trying to say. And so we are really making some good choices when we eat, and not just eating mindlessly. Anybody like to add anything?
I agree with you, Debbie. It's just like I know that in years past, I thought I was being careful, but I would just kind of grab what was easy. And now I find myself making sure that I'm getting protein and that I'm eating every 3 hours. And it's on purpose because it's my plan to stay healthy. And I know that it's the only way that will keep me fueled, and seeing food as a fueling instead of living to eat, has been a big change for us over the last few years.
And also, I like to look at the food that I'm putting in my body. It is part of my diet, but I am not dieting at the when I'm eating. diet can be sometimes a negative word, but if we look, like you said, Paula, as a fuel for our body, and that is what our diet consists of, is good, healthy food and grabbing some protein that we know is going to last rather than that donut. So healthy choices, that's kind of what it's all about. And it is a continuous journey. It isn't something that's going to stop after this 6-week challenge. I hope for those of you that want to continue on, that you take some time to reach out to who invited you to this challenge. If you would like to continue and maybe look at our program that we are health coaches with, and we'd be more than happy to share how you can continue to lose some weight or maybe even rev up your engine just a little bit more. So I think that's about it. That's all I have. If any of you guys want to share any successes this past week, I know it's only Tuesday, but maybe something happened over the weekend or something you're looking forward to. And otherwise, we'll kind of wrap it up.
Well, I have a couple of successes that I'm going to speak on behalf of someone else. I have a client, a gentleman who is down 49 pounds, and and that's a huge celebration. He's on his feet a lot, and he said he can tell the difference totally in his energy level and just his exhaustion level. And, 50 pounds is 10 quality years of your life back, according to the American Diabetes Association. So that is a huge victory that I wanted to share with everyone. And then I have another client who is reached her goal of 35 pounds. And that's not during the Health Challenge, I'm sorry, it is over the last couple of months. But to me, it's just like, I almost feel like it's a team victory because we're all celebrating together. And I just love hearing, because it's so much more than weight loss. It's about getting your life back and putting your life in balance. And that part I love. Sure, it's great to feel better and to wear a smaller size, but really both of these clients specifically are celebrating how different they feel and how they're just experiencing life better now. So that's pretty cool.
I just wanted to share, as I was looking through Facebook, somebody else had shared that they could get their wedding ring back on. And boy, that's huge. That's a non-scale victory right then and there to be able to do that. Because that symbol, and I know to this person, meant a lot. And most of us it does. So what a huge victory. So there are a lot of little ways that we can celebrate as we make some healthier choices in our life. So Julie, is there anything you'd like to add as we close out?
I was just thinking of a text I just received from somebody that's on our program, our amazing program, and they're not on Facebook and they're not on the challenge, but they've been on program for just about 5 weeks, and got a message. I'm down to 200 pounds. I haven't been down there for years. And her husband's on the program with her, and he's down 23 pounds. And they're just a young family with 4 little kids at home, and just so excited to think about what they can do with them as they get healthy and feel better.
Wow. Yeah. What they will be able to do with them is huge, because they won't be tired. They will want to get down on the floor with them and play with them and be more part of their lives.
Yep. And we were talking on our celebration call about, what are your plans for spring break? And she said, we haven't gotten away for so long, but we both feel so good. I told him we should go to Florida for spring break, and I was like, what a neat time for both of you and for your family to feel that good to be able to even think about doing that. So it's exciting.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I guess that's it, unless you guys have anything else, but I think we're good to go, and hopefully we will have some people that will love to listen to this, and you'll be able to get some good ideas and some inspiration. So thanks for joining us tonight, and be healthy.
That's right. And stay strong. We only have a little bit longer in the challenge. People are making great progress already. So I know that a lot of people will listen and get some great tips. Debbie, thank you so much for leading us tonight.
Yes,
You're
thank
welcome.
you, Debbie. It was very nice.
Okay, good night.
Good night.